How's it going, everybody? Welcome to OP Entertainment. I'm Omar Darwish.
And I'm Preek Cherian.
And this is our review of Gran Turismo, the movie? Is it Gran Turismo? What do they
Gran
call
Turismo,
it?
the movie.
Gran Turismo, the movie. We're going to go spoiler-free. This is directed by Neil Blomkamp, stars Archie Madekwe?
Sure.
Yeah. Star-making role for Archie Madekwe.
He was great.
Yeah, the best part of this movie is him. I thought that he carried this entire thing, pretty much. David Harbour, you could argue, carried it too. I really liked it. I didn't have any expectations going into this, and thought it was really fun. Pratik?
Yeah, no, I walked in with no expectations. If anything, I was almost against the movie because I'm not really a racing simulator person. Like anything more than anything more than like Mario Kart, and you lose me from a racing game standpoint. Mm-hmm. I'm not really. I'm not even. Maybe one. No, that was Forza because it came free on my Xbox. Yeah.
I had a demo on my PSP back in the day, and I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, so like not really a racing person, not really a racing fan, really not really a based on a true story person either. So like I was just like, I'm not.
Yeah, this was not your cup of tea.
Not my cup of tea at all, and yet somehow, despite all of that, I really enjoyed it. Like, I had a great time. There's a lot of problems with it. Maybe not even problems, but like there's a lot of things that the movie does where I'm just like seen that, but like it still works.
I'll say this: my biggest flaw with the movie is the fact that it doesn't try more. It doesn't. Sure. It doesn't try more. Like okay. Yeah. The only character that's really fleshed out, I mean, you could argue there's two. You could argue it's the main character and David Harbour's character is a little bit fleshed out. Every other character in this movie is not important. They're not important to the story. They're not important. It's not important that they're fleshed out.
Sometimes
right?
It's like a blink and you miss. Like
exactly.
You just think of them in character archetypes because that's all they're doing.
Like I usually don't remember the names of the characters after I just see a movie, but I really don't know the names of any of these characters in this movie.
I have questions about whether they even named like half the characters.
Right. Exactly. But here's the thing. If this movie tried a little bit and fleshed out the side characters, this could really be like an Oscar movie. And I think it just wasn't trying to do that. It was trying to tell a good, based on a true story, motivating movie. I thought it was pretty motivating too.
Again, it's hard to be like, yeah, it's absolutely motivating because it's so paint by numbers. Like
it's paint by numbers.
When a scene starts, you know exactly what kind of scene you're about to watch.
Yeah. But that makes when there is a shocking moment every now and again, that makes that just the more like shocking, you know.
True.
So,
and I think it makes the performances stand out.
Yeah.
Because we know what the kind of scene is. So then like when David Harbour is giving this speech and it really is a cut above, you know that because you've seen 100 versions of the speech given way worse than this one.
And way better also, which is why I thought he was good. At first 30 minutes of the movie, I'm thinking he's kind of like a low budget J.K. Simmons from Whiplash, kind of. You know what I mean? Like, but then I started thinking to myself, isn't that just like every coach like ever for anything? They are just kind of just like strict and like. In
a lot of ways, this reminded me more of like a kung fu movie than it did like a sports movie.
When he's like training him, for lack of a better term. I mean, he is training him. It felt like Mr. Miyagi kind of.
Yeah, and then the two of them are like entering these races, and I'm like, okay, these are just like the tournaments in a martial arts movie.
For sure. Which goes into the paint by numbers of it all. Like exactly that. You know exactly what's going to happen with this movie. If you wanted to like just guess beginning to end what's going to go on in this movie,
you'd probably be right.
There's some details in there that happen that are kind of, out of left field, but like not even really. So I really like this movie though. Like I was putting it on my list for the year, and I'm not going to say where it is because stay tuned later on this year for that review or whatever. Yeah. But I don't know where I want to put it because I really enjoyed it. It didn't really do anything like excellently, if that makes sense. Like
I thought it was very well shot.
Very well shot.
I thought them incorporating the sights and sounds of a video game. Mm-hmm. I thought they did that well.
I was going to ask you how you felt about that. I felt like it wasn't like it wasn't mind blowing, but it didn't distract from the movie. I felt like it was pretty seamless. So that was pretty cool.
I agree. Yeah. It felt like they were connecting to something that we know. So for myself, I've never played that game, but like you know the angle of a video game racing game, and the sounds and the place markers.
I want to play a racing game after this. Like it took everything in me not to speed home on the way from the theater, but like
I definitely did speed home.
I might be paddle shifters a little bit. Yeah.
I might be firing up Mario Kart tonight.
Yeah, it might be in jail the next day, but who cares? For real though, I kind of want to like play like a racing game, like so that's probably what they were going for, right? Is this a first effort from PlayStation Studios or
that I can think of?
I know that they did Last of Us,
yeah.
but that was TV. And that doesn't count. We're talking about movies here, guys. Come on.
You want to go ahead and score it?
Because there's nothing really more I want to say about it.
It's hard to talk about the film, like the specific beats.
If we get into any specific beat, then it's even more paint by numbers. You're going to go into this knowing
exactly what we're exactly.
But like all that being said, I think if you were somewhat interested in seeing this, go see it. You won't be disappointed. No. I would equate this to like almost to like Air for like Michael Jordan. Like it was kind of like that kind of like peak. But as far as like my enjoyment of based on a true story with maybe some heightened levels, but like this felt
completely
even more
different strengths and weaknesses, but in the same tier.
Yeah,
no, I get that.
Exactly.
I think I'd agree with that.
I'm thinking 8. I don't think I could watch this again and it would go down. It could go up though. But right now, solid 8. Good movie for the year. If you feel like there's nothing out right now, nothing to see in theaters, can't see Barbie, can't see Oppenheimer, go see this.
I think you'll see them again, but
yeah.
Not far off there. I'm going to go with a 7, which is also the score I gave Air. So when I said it's the same tier, like that's kind of what I mean. Like we said, I mean, I thought it was great. I thought the sound was great. The visuals were really, really good. It's really well shot.
Yeah, it looked expensive. Like even just like the shots of them like sitting talking at a restaurant. I'm like, this looks really well done. Like props to Neil Blomkamp for that, because I know Chappie didn't do anything good for his reputation. And then did he do Elysium or was it Oblivion, or it was one of those?
Did he do an Alien movie?
I think it was Elysium. Well, he did District 9. That was which was like good. Sure. He had like a $30 million. Anyway, we're not going to go.
Anyway. Yeah. I think the only flaw I can think of besides the ones that we've mentioned is I think there were a couple moments where the movie kind of cuts its own dramatic tension by resolving something that like off screen that you'd want to see on screen. And I'm not going to get into more specifics because spoilers, but
sure. I kind of enjoyed the fact that it didn't bog. Sure. Maybe they felt it would have bogged the movie down to go.
Perhaps.
Into that,
I don't know what got cut and what didn't.
Yeah.
But there were definitely times where I'm just like, oh, like we're just done with that. Okay, fine. But
it wasn't jarring though.
Overall, I thought it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. The racing sequences are great.
Yeah.
It was
also, I want to say this, and I wasn't gonna say this because I don't want you to just take it as me hating on Fast and the Furious.
Oh my gosh.
That being said,
oh my god,
does it not feel nice to like when you're watching cars racing, like and like you feel the stakes and tension because it's like it feels like real and grounded? Because like when I'm watching Fast and the Furious and it's happening, I'm like I don't care at all what's happening because like it's just so. It's so fake. And I know that, and not just because this is based on a true story. The races felt like I was watching real races, you know?
Sure, yeah. No, I don't disagree with that. I'll defend Fast and Furious off camera because I have a defense, but let's not bog this one down.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you guys next week. I think we got a movie review coming for you or something.
We got stuff coming.
We'll see you guys.
See ya.